The US and China have struck an interim deal to defuse the year-long trade war, which has threatened to derail global economic growth. After 2 days of talks in Washington, Vice Premier Liu He agreed to double China's purchases of the US agricultural products. In return, President Donald Trump postponed the imposition of enhanced US tariffs on Chinese imports. More on the breakthrough in this report.
After 2 days of intense negotiations in Washington, US and Chinese trade representatives have put together a mini trade deal. US President Donald Trump had been pushing for an all-encompassing agreement, but he changed his mind after Chinese Vice Premier Liu agreed to make key concessions. China has agreed to sharply increase its purchases of American food and other agricultural products to between $40 to $50 billion a year. Beijing has also promised to open its financial services sector to wholly US-owned firms and address Washington's concerns about currency manipulation. Talking to reporters at the White House, Trump signaled a change of tone in US ties with China.
There was a lot of friction between the United States and China, and now it's a love fest. That's a good thing, but that's good for China and it's good for us, but it's good for the world.
Relations between the US and China have deteriorated significantly since trade talks broke down in May. The trade tensions also threatened to drag the global economy into recession. But the bonhomie between President Trump and Vice Premier Liu should reassure investors and governments around the world.
I think the relationship in certain ways may be better than it's ever been. We've been through a very tough negotiation. There's never been a negotiation like this. In all fairness, I give China tremendous credit because for 25 or 30 years, they've done very well with the U.S., and now we're doing something jointly.
President Trump says he hopes to sign the interim trade agreement with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping at the Asia-Pacific Economic Forum in Chile next month.